How do you label cottage food? Florida food labeling requirements. These are two great questions if you're trying to figure out how to actually label your food product under the cottage food laws in Florida. I'm actually going to show you a fantastic picture and walk you through step by step as what is to be expected when you are labeling your cottage food laws in Florida. We're going to get to that video right now. Welcome to Cottage Foods Laws. This is Damien, and we got a great video for you if you are in Florida and you are trying to create a home-based food business. Under the cottage food law in Florida, we're going to go over specifically the labeling process and what is required for labeling. This is one of the most challenging parts for the process of making a food product when it comes to cottage foods, especially if you're brand new to cottage food laws in the state of Florida. We're going to actually show you an image on the screen right there. We're going to walk you through step by step as to what needs to be on your label. Now, we've got a lot of other great resources below this video, absolutely free. Check out the links that'll take you over to our website, and you can see more specifics about the state of Florida's cottage food laws and what you can sell, how much you can sell, and a whole bunch of other great information. So definitely check out the website. There's a lot of useful information. Now, let's get that image up on the screen there. There you go. All right, so this is the label that you see there. I'm going to walk you through what is needed on there. Number one, allergens. So yes, you need to make sure that you have your allergens. There are 6 major food allergens that are applicable for cottage food law. So specifically milk, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, wheat, and soy. So you must actually have one of these things present on the actual label itself. So be sure that you've got these allergens located on the label, and you can see them right there where the arrow is pointing. Next up, you're going to have your business address. Now, most all cottage food businesses, no matter what state, but specifically in the state of Florida, you cannot use a P.O. box as an address for your home-based business. You actually need to have your home-based business address on the label. So ensure that you have the address clearly printed on there as well. Next up, the business name. So whatever your name is, and mine happens to be that there, Damien's Cookie Company there, that has to be the business name that's present on the label as well. Now, you also need to have your ingredients. So the ingredient is actually listed from the most used down to the least. So of course, when it comes to cookies, flour is predominantly the largest ingredient that's used in a batch of cookies. Whatever it may be, obviously this is just a sample of what you have to put on there. So make sure that whatever ingredient is the most down to the least is the order in which you have it on your label. Next up, we got the net amount. So the overall weight of the product minus the packaging. As you can see there, we got our arrow showing you. When you use this type of measurement, it's going to be based upon the product with no packaging. If it happens to be a baker's board or a baking box or a plastic container with a lid on it that has the cookies, however you're actually packaging it, make sure that you actually have just the net weight of the product. Now, how do you get that? Well, you can actually get yourself a digital weight scale or a digital scale that you can get from home. We actually have some links down again below this video that'll take you to some digital scales. You can get those. And what you want to do is you want to set whatever it is that it's going into on the actual platform. You want to weigh that and clear it out. You want to zero it out and then add your product. If you've got 24 cookies, then place your cookies on top of there, and then the weight from that will determine the actual weight that the net weight is determined from. So next up is the product name. So if it happens to be, a bundt cake, it needs to be Damien's Famous Bundt Cake. That needs to be on the label. Or if it's chocolate chip cookies, like this example is, make sure the words chocolate chip cookies are on there. So the product name needs to be on there. Now, you got to understand something. The business name and the product name have nothing to do with each other. Of course, the name of the product is what the actual customer is consuming, so that needs to be on the label. And then lastly, you're going to have a statement. It's kind of a disclaimer, if you will. Almost every cottage food law state also requires a disclaimer stating that it's made in a kitchen that's normally not inspected by any health department or government agency of any kind. And that's just basically letting the customer know when you're at a farmer's market, let's say, or if you're at some other festival or event or whatever it may be that you're doing, that they know that they're buying it from a non-inspected kitchen, and they can make a decision as to whether or not they want to purchase it from there. Now, of course, keep in mind too, when you start a cottage food business, especially in any state, state of Florida in particular, they do not require you in most states to actually have business licenses, have permits or inspections and that sort. So you want to make sure though that you are protecting yourself as a business owner, and you need to create an LLC. A limited liability company corporation is actually a filing. It's a business entity status. You need to make sure you do that even though it's not required. Why? Because if someone gets sick and you don't have a business that is incorporated and you're operating a cottage food, you could get sued and you could personally be liable and lose your house and everything you own. Yes, that actually will happen in some cases because you are not incorporated. And you don't have business insurance, which also you can check down below this video. There's a link there as well. It's actually one of the companies that we use. You can double check there too. You could get yourself liability insurance, which gives you another layer of protection. So if someone gets sick or someone comes after you because of whatever it may have happened that they've consumed your food product, even though you're a cottage food business, it doesn't release you from liability if someone gets sick. Your homeowner's insurance policy does not normally, that I've ever heard of, will cover a home-based baking business or any type of food business. So make sure that you do this legitimately. Make sure you do it as a business. Take it seriously, guys, and make sure that you protect yourself. So if you're looking to figure out how to label cottage foods in Florida, then this label video is and was for you. So thank you guys for joining us. If you had questions about this or comments, or if this helps you out, give us a big thumbs up. Check out the link below also for our other food entrepreneur channels. We have a ton of them here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in our next video.